Hey everyone, hello everyone. This is Pamela Provetta, Pageant Live. I want to welcome everyone. I haven't been doing interviews in quite a while, but I always enjoy when I'm able to interview different people because everybody comes to table with so much knowledge and warmth, and we can always learn from them, no matter what their ages are. So we are currently getting ready to launch our Pageant Live magazine, and we went ahead and started interviewing some of the people that are featured in the Pageant Live magazine. And today we are interviewing USA National Miss Heart of Ohio, Madison Haskell. Madison, hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am wonderful. So Madison and I were having a few stories. One thing I didn't ask you, Madison, is how's Nationals, USA National Miss? How was it?
How do I describe this actually? Because this was my first year at Nationals and I was super excited and everyone told me what a blast it was going to be, but I don't think they could have prepared me, quite honestly, for the family I met there, for all the precautions that Miss Jackie took to keep us safe. It was really spectacular.
Oh, I saw your stage. She has amazing stage.
Yes.
That's right. You were a supermodel. We saw you on that stage because she just really goes all out and everything. Amazing production Jackie has. So let's talk a little bit about you. So you are graduated in 2018. Tell us a little bit about your, what college and what your major was.
I originally started off, most people don't know, I started off at Rock University in 2014 and really kind of guided my way. God kind of moved me over to Grove City College where I knew a lot more people. The atmosphere was kind of what I was looking for. And I studied communication and visual studies. So that's what I graduated in 2018. And I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am because it's inspired me to move on to want to obtain my master's degree in adolescent psychology later on.
So that's so interesting you say that because I always like that visual. You're saying visual. How do they tie together? In other words, to me, as a layman, I think they're two separate. I'm thinking, wow, adolescent psychology. How are they similar to what your undergrad was in?
Definitely. So communication and visual studies really gives you a broad aspect and a broad degree, I feel like, which is kind of what drew me to it in the first place, because I really want to hone in my speaking skills. So I'm not always the best at talking. I'll use ands, buts, but it's really find my passion in speaking out, especially in pageantry, sharing my story and my journey to others, really promoting our national platform of The Crown Cares. So when I want to move into adolescent psychology, I've always had a love for children. I was a Sunday school teacher. I taught pre-K through 4 most of the time. And so really wanting to combine the two of my passions basically and understand how a child thinks. So as adults, how do our words and actions affect children growing up in their mental states?
I think that's very crucial that parents sometimes don't, and I have to remind my daughter of that. They hear what we're saying, they watch what we do, and that literally, it can relay over to how they react. So we have to be really, where none of us are perfect. We do the best we can do, but that is something that's very crucial that people don't take in, not everyone takes into consideration, I should say. Matt, are you there with me?
Yeah, sorry, I think the last part skipped out.
Oh, you're fine. I was just talking. So about me, of course. So anyway, so let's talk a bit. So you have a very, I look at you, you're working for a very large a restaurant chain that is a Fortune 500 company. You have a great career. You have a lot going for you. You're well-spoken, but it wasn't always that way, was it?
Not even close.
And that's a part of your journey to create the woman that you are right now.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears, as they call it. Sometimes quite literal, but a little bit background. So I work for Domino's, Fortune 500 company, and my job within the company is to actually open new stores within different markets, create new teams, build that leadership, and then move on to the next site. So I will actually be moving quite soon, as I mentioned earlier, in March to Cleveland, and I will be using that opportunity to expand into a new market, create new teams within that area, and just keep building along the way.
You know, and I think too, so let's go to the different things that brought you to being the woman that you are. You journal a lot because you experienced bullying when you were younger. You had some things that went on in your life that, you know, probably want to be put back in your mind, and you dealt with eating issues. So what is crucial is your experience giving somebody out there watching you right now, give them words of advice how they can work through this, because so many children and so many young people don't know how to do that.
First off, let me start by saying it's a process. It comes to a point where you don't know if you're ever going to get out of the state you're in. But let me tell you, it does. And when people say it gets better, it's turned into this cliche saying, but there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. It's a bad day, not a bad life. That's my favorite saying. And something I've learned along the way is with most people, when I've kind of gotten in my depressive state, I had eating disorders, people telling me I didn't fit the mold, I wasn't pretty enough. Like I said, I don't know what that means still, but to make an impact on somebody's life, I just wanted to give up hope. I didn't know what to do. And a lot of people say too that we have this door, and this door is only meant for us, and that we are trying to be 911 to everyone else. We are trying to carry us and everyone else through that door, when the door is only really meant for you. And you are much more valuable to yourself and your community to go through the door alone, figure out who you are, what you want out of life, and then come back and rescue everyone else. Because like I said, it's a whole process and journey of self-love, and it starts with you. How do you feel about yourself today? Not what some other person thinks or their opinion of you, but do I love myself when I look in the mirror in the morning?
Well, obviously some people don't. I liked when you told me you journaled, because
Yeah.
it helps you kind of get your emotions out, think through what was going on and things like that. Tell me about how, when you were journaling, what was that experience like?
Like you said, very therapeutic actually, because part of my platform, as I mentioned earlier, is body dysmorphia and self-harm. So I kind of went through that initial part of my life, really not a big fan of myself, let's just say, but to release those emotions and to understand what I was feeling, sometimes just saying out loud wasn't enough. So to write them down and actually see those words on a book, I actually started a project called Beyond the Crown. And I've been talking to other pageant girls from different systems to send me videos of a letter they wrote to themselves and how they view themselves in the mirror. And usually it's not in a very positive light. But a lot of people reached out to me afterwards saying, because I wrote those down, those words I was thinking and feeling, and actually seeing myself read them back to me, I mean, you wouldn't say the stuff you say every day in the mirror to yourself to a friend. And I love those videos you find on YouTube, and I watch them a lot, because if I say I'm ugly, I'm not going to make a difference in someone's life. You wouldn't say that to your younger sister. So why in the world are you saying it to yourself?
That's a very, it's a very, you know, but you, now, if you took your journal and read who that young woman was, I bet you don't even know her. You know, you don't. Because like you said, you know, as we go through life, things change, people change, situation changes. But some people don't have, you said you had a very supportive family and stuff, and you were very lucky. And some people don't have that. So what advice would you give to them if they don't have anyone to talk to, or a supportive family?
Definitely. So look out for people who are trying to be that light and that mentor. Like I really want to be that vessel for other boys and girls my age and younger that don't have anyone to look up to. That's why I'm so passionate about speaking up, sharing my story, because like you said, people can go home to hopefully not a very abusive family, people who just don't care, people who don't check up on you every day. And that's very detrimental to your health. So if you don't know what's going on, you don't know how to deal with these emotions and feelings, you don't know those tips and therapeutic reasons on how to make that an outlet, let's say, it's very hard. Look for somebody, look for a positive role model in your life that you can reach out to and just talk. Because I promise you, we are here for you, and you are not alone in your journey or your story.
Yeah, and the bullying and so forth, I hear it a lot. So it's not, I just cannot still process how we have not moved on from that. And we haven't. It's still very, very prevalent. It's unfortunate because really the bully really doesn't like themselves. And
Right.
because they don't like themselves, they're putting those words out on you.
It's a projection. Absolutely.
Right. So that's the biggest thing. When people are bullying people, it's something's wrong internal with them. So, I mean, that's the main thing that people have to really focus on. So let's talk, do me a favor, talk a little bit about your platform. Go ahead and you did mention it some, but let's highlight it because I think it's a great in all the work that you're doing in it.
Thank you. So my platform is body dysmorphia and self-harm mixed with an anti-bullying campaign. So obviously USA National Miss's national platform is the Crown Cares. And people ask me, why do you have so many platforms? And I tell them it's quite simple. It's kind of mashed up two different similar subjects into one because one correlates to the other. So really speaking out about my story, my journey, like I said, how I've suffered from these eating disorders, how I thought I was completely and utterly alone and worthless, but using the support of my family and friends to show how I've overcome these obstacles and want to impact others' lives as they're struggling with these situations. And to showcase that everybody, almost everybody today gets bullied. And I think that's absolutely terrible that I don't even know how to put it, but this is like an actual pandemic in another sense, because like you said, people project their negative emotions and feelings onto other people. So I think the most crucial first step is showing people how to love themselves. When you look in the mirror, like I said, do you love yourself today? Even if you don't love yourself, do you like yourself at the moment? Why or why not? And really understanding that, because a big part of bullying is when you're not a big fan of yourself here, you're going to take it out on other people there and make them feel like they aren't worth something. And everybody has a purpose and a value and an individualistic worth to this world.
I totally agree. That's one thing that, a lot of people talk to me about pageantry, and I tell them this is a mentorship. I enjoy being with it. The people are dynamic, and a lot of this behavior is not accepted because it's stopped. It's not an accepted to bully people. It absolutely is not. And, it's a safe haven, and there's nothing wrong with safe havens where you can grow yourself. So it gives that, oh, I see your little kitty. Is that your kitty or puppy?
Sorry, I've been trying to background. He loves the attention.
He loves the attention of us. Oh, it's your cat. Hey, what's his name? You're
His
fine.
name is, I call him Chubbs, but his name is Zed.
So anyway, so let's talk about modeling. So you've modeled on many people. There's a lot of modeling competitions within the pageantry. That's what you're familiar with. You have not been on a New York stage or Orlando yet. Let's say yet. Okay. So is modeling something that you're even interested in, or did you like the feeling up there and being able to walk and, it's kind of like that's your moment right there.
Absolutely. Hitting the USA National Miss stage for my first time at Nationals, it was very empowering, let me tell you. I've always been interested in modeling, love looking up on the latest trends, outfits, everything. But actually was very scared to even initiate and start that process because of the fact people told me I was plus size. And I'm a size 8 to 12, like I said, depending on the designer. And to hear the word plus size, it was always taken in a negative light. But I look at myself and I say, that few extra poundages, I look in the mirror and I say, oh, this is gross. Those are the memories I've made. The date nights I've gone out on, the movie nights with my friends where I've had popcorn and Twizzlers and, tried to eat the Twizzler through the popcorn or drink my soda through the Twizzler. I don't know what you call it, but those are the memories I've made. I've been living my life, not putting myself to a strict regimen like I did before, because there's a fine line between healthy dieting and unhealthy dieting. And even the word diet has a negative connotation, but more if it's just like a lifestyle, changing one thing here and there in what you eat, maybe substituting out a really sugary food for something with more protein in it. And so I think that's been a big mental challenge for myself and how to teach others. And I've had a lot of friends who are coaches and personal trainers that have really tried to pound that into my head, that just because you eat a Snickers bar one day does not mean you've ruined your entire healthy lifestyle, or your diet, let's call it.
No, I agree. And I'll tell everyone, I mentioned this to Madison previously. I go, well, you're trending all over New York, and you're trending all throughout, the girls that are size the 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 girls, it's your time, yeah, it's like, it's about time, right? And they're making a lot of money in New York and in places like that. So, hopefully, and you'll see now in all fashion shows, they no longer they have a wide range of women.
Absolutely.
Because those are the people that you can say, wow, that she, like this beautiful pink sweater you have on, you're like, oh, wow, I can see myself in that. She looks just like me. Of course, you're much younger than me, but I'm talking about the body and things like that. So listen, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up. So could you tell everyone how can people get in touch with you? Could you, what is your social media handles?
Absolutely. I love meeting new people. Let me just tell you that I'm all for, that's my thing, talking, because sometimes I talk a little too much, but if you like to talk and you want to reach out, I love people who share their stories as well. I feel like it's very empowering for us women, even men, to reach out and say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. And if I can help in any way, please let me know. But I have Facebook, I have Instagram. My Facebook is Maddie Haskell, M-E-D-I Haskell, because I spell it a couple different ways. My Instagram handles are M-A-D-D-I-E Haskell. And I have a 2020 USA National Miss Heart of Ohio platforms as well. And that is my pageant pages. And I have a TikTok, which I don't know if it's good or not, because I've gotten a little addicted to TikTok lately. So.
Oh, you're creating your TikTok?
I did. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because I've been scrolling through TikTok for hours usually, so I need to put a cap, but it's been very addictive. So it's fun making all my stuff, usually pageant and work. That's my TikTok page.
So really, yeah, I haven't, it's just when TikTok came out, I went over, but it has a whole new, a whole following. Now we have TikTok influencers. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm behind on all of it. Brenda and I are on Facebook, right, Brenda? So listen, before you go, one of the things that we always do, we do a lightning round, okay? And what that is, I'm going to ask you 5 questions and you're going to answer them. You got to answer first thing that comes to your head.
Okay.
So, who's your favorite actor?
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, wow, that's old school. Who's your favorite food? What's your favorite food, I should say?
Chinese.
Oh, we won't tell Domino's that, right? Your
Yep.
favorite book? Favorite
Alice
book?
in Wonderland. Oh, no, I changed it. The Help. That's my favorite book.
Say it again.
The Help.
The Help.
Yeah.
Good.
It's kind, smart, you is important.
Say it again. Do me real quick. Your favorite book?
Okay.
Go ahead, Maddie. You dropped.
Oh, The Help.
Perfect. Your favorite music?
Pop and 2000 and above.
Pop and 2000 and above? What's that?
I think it's called like anything that was made from 2000 on.
Oh, okay. And if I could grant one wish to you, what would that be?
To help me take my platform all across the country. And if people are watching, helping me to allow to travel to those other 25 states, spreading the message of the Crown Cares before nationals next year.
So how does someone reach out to you on that? And so is it you just want to be invited to like schools or, what is that? Tell me what you're asking for in that.
There are networking opportunities. I love connecting with new people and reaching out. I actually connected with my last one that I went to before nationals in Colorado, my Colorado preteen sister, Camilla, and she was able to connect me to a couple different schools there that we went to visit and do presentations. Also, funding is a big thing as well too. So traveling, because most of the time I drive to these places, so expenses do rack up, and then buying all the care package essential items. So coloring pages, Crown Cares materials, new children's books, everything under the sun.
And what is the age group that you cater to normally? What is that? What is the age group?
With the presentations I've done so far, it's been anywhere from kindergarten and pre-K all the way up to 5th grade so far.
Okay, so you're the elementary schools.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so listen, it was wonderful meeting you. I just, I think we'll be watching you from afar. If you can get up to New York, you're more than welcome to be on my stage. You're absolutely amazing and beautiful, and we can send you that information. And I applaud Jackie once again, fabulous queens, wonderful event she always puts on, and we thank you so much for your time. We really do.
Having me, I appreciate it, and I will try to make it up to New York for sure.
Thank you a lot.